This year we changed some categories just really quickly. We put in a new category called the Party Game of the Year to address, games that are more like quiz or questioning and more lighthearted social games, because they have a tendency to drown in the more strategic and abstract games that we have in the other categories. And we also decided to kill Puzzler of the Year, because they will go into other categories. So next year there won't be 5 categories in Guldbrikken. But first up is the Children Game of the Year. And the nominees are, first up we have De Små Drageriddere. I can't pronounce that in German. The Little Dragon Riders or Knights. We have to climb this awesome tower of cardboard by putting all those things up and then getting over the top. Really imaginative, innovative game to use, also build up in high. Then we have Ghost Tower. It's really like a memory game, but you need to match 3 ghosts. So it's like a collaborative co-op memory game, kind of cool, because you know it, and then you don't know it yet. It's kind of innovative in that way. Number 3 is Simsalahop by Competor and Inka and Markus Brandt. Where you have to use your magic wand, you can see it here, and really just smash the hell out of that castle to change little frogs into rabbits. A really good way to use a memory game, but also learn about not hitting that game played too hard. And then finally, we have Tombalo, also a kind of physical game where you have to help the beaver, build his dam, and not have that fall into water. So you are really meticulously trying to arrange those beams and the beaver as well. Also a good drinking game, I should mention. So those are the nominees. And actually I need some sound, so I need a drum roll. Just 1 minute. And the winner of the children game are Simsalahop. Come on side. By Competor, Inka and Markus Brandt.
Whoa, what to say? Thank you. Even though I feel that I'm not the right person to pick up this trophy, I think it should be the game designers. I think they are the ones to thank for the great ideas that we get to enjoy. And, well, I'm very impressed to see so many of you here and so many of you interested in board games. This is really what motivates me in the work of bringing the best games to the market. So keep on playing. Thanks.
Thanks, Thomas. I got an applause. If you don't applaud enough, then I can press a button. That's kind of cool. Okay, that was the Children Game of the Year. That's out. Now we're moving on to Family Game of the Year. A really, really hard category this time because there was so many good games. First up is, of course, Richard Garfield's King of Tokyo. Really, really awesome. You think it's like Yahtzee, and then it's not, because it's so great and big monsters, and you can just keep messing with each other's tactics. So a really, really good game, and a game you think you know, but it keeps getting really, really surprising you a lot because of all the cards you can buy in the game. Next up, nominees are La Boca. Really, really interesting game where you have to build from 2 sides. It's like a collaborative building game where you have to really talk to each other, and the teams always change, so you can not just work with your favorite partner around the table, you need to work with them all. Really ingenious that way. Number 3 is Quirkle. Really old classic as well, won SpilBar last year, I think, where you have to arrange like Sudoku, those symbols by color or form. And lastly, you need to pack this trash can, as tightly as possible in Ruskis, and that's also make up for a really, really awesome balancing game for kids and adults alike, and also a good drinking game. Maybe that should be a category next year. I don't know. We're gonna do that. Okay, so those are the 4 nominees, and the winner of Family Game of the Year is, where's the drum roll? King of Tokyo, Richard Garfield. Please come up.
Wow, this is heavy.
speaker there. Fantastic. Really well deserved. Okay, that was Family Game of the Year. Next up is Årets Hovedbrød, as we say in Danish. I don't want to translate that directly, because it means like you're breaking your head. So it's the Puzzler of the Year. We have 2 nominees. We have this diabolical device, which no one in this whole world can actually solve, but it's so fun trying. It's like you have to keep this little ball in this maze and really twist and turn it really, really delicately to get the ball from point A to B, and you lose all the time. So, but that's Perplexus epic, kind of hard, but really, really satisfying when you get it. And then we have, in the lighter end, we have Bunny Boo by Smart Games. Really the first game we've seen, a puzzle game for 2 years old, where you just have to construct the puzzle you can see here with the rabbit and the wooden bricks, and that's really awesome in that way, that you really teach a 2 years old to solve problems like that. So those are nominees, and the winner is... Oh, now I need to log in again, sorry. I need the drum roll, really nice. It's Bunny Boo, give him a hand. Unfortunately, she couldn't come, but she told me to say thank you a lot in a lot of Danish words, and they were really Smart Games and P-Trade, who are running it, have really made awesome puzzle games in the past. So you can check one of them up here called Troja, and the whole segment is kind of cool. So Smart Games, if you want really cool puzzles for one player. That was Puzzle of the Year. Now moving on to the new category called Party Game of the Year. And up here we have some actually Danish design games. First up is the new game from Besserwisser called Quizmysteriet. I don't want to translate that. The mystery, quiz mystery maybe. What? No, that's anything. Where you go around, it's actually a bit like you're jamming quiz together with Creator. We have to find who did what, who stole what, and where is that person now. So you go around the board and you get like little clues here. So a new way to imagine the quiz game, really brilliant way in that way. We have a game called Ego Pictures, actually evolving the classical Ego game, where now it's just picture-based, and you have to talk over the pictures and guess which one is the favorite from the participants. Number 3 is Was klotzt du? It's in German. It's called X klodset in Danish. We actually have to use the bricks to guess words. So you are really trying around and playing on the floor, and you only need to use those bricks to tell, like hairdryer or no tornado, something like that. Just using the bricks. That's kind of genius. And lastly, we have More or Less, a quiz game where you have to like not guess exactly, but just think about, is it like 3 people in Denmark who are called Carlo, or maybe 1,000. So you don't know the answer, but you need to like really think hard about which one is the right answer. So those are the nominees, and the winner of Party Game of the Year 2013 are... More or Less.
Oh, they brought the kids. Cool. We brought the fan club tonight. Well, this is a big win, not only for us, but for the Danish board game industry, because this is really a Danish game. And that's why we do it in English, of course. And I would like to say to the Guldbrikken jury that this has been a very brave choice. It's a small game, small party game, but funny nevertheless. So I just think we're going to say we're very proud, very honored, and thank you very much.
Okay, that was Party Game of the Year. Next up, another big category, the Best Adult Game of the Year. We have 4 awesome nominees as well. First up is Finnish design games called Enigma, where you have to solve a lot of logic puzzles like in the same time. So you're always pressed on time, and you're always pressed on building this board together as well. So kind of an interesting way to use really logical puzzles seen in a strategic setting as well. Then we have the honor of nominating Chen by Rainer Knizia. A really, again, abstract game, but where you have to conquer the hinterland of China. We are building those pagodas and, of course, getting as much territory as possible. But there are kind of cool tricks in there, so it's not just that easy as it looks. Then we have the TIE Fighter. And X-Wing, of course, Star Wars X-Wing miniatures game, a really, really interesting way to do dogfights in outer space across your living room table, and just moving the miniatures around. Really good way, and endless amounts of tactics, and of course a lot of hordes of ship coming out, so you can buy yourself to the point of extinction just by getting that miniature sets. And lastly, Tobago. Really adventurous game where you go around this treasure island and try to really deduct where the treasure is by playing cards and driving around in your ATVs. So those are the nominees for Best Adult Game of the Year, and my iPhone is logging again, fantastic. So the winner is, there it is. Tobago. By Bruce Allen and Competo.
Well, we have 3 of those. We only need 2, because you know, I have a brother, and earlier we had always a fight who gets to keep the gold. And last year we had the nickname for it. I'm not gonna say it, but now we have 3, so I think we're gonna have to get some more people to our company. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that was the Best Adult Game of the Year, and then finally we have the category called the Special Prize of the Jury, where we just choose freely from all the games published this year and last year. And this year we chose a game that was really original in many ways and really different compared to other board games you have out there, and kind of simple actually as well. So we like to embrace that simplicity of course the designer is unfortunately not here, but we can still give him a good applause. So the winner is, let me find the drum roll again here. The winner of the Euro Special Prize 2013 are The Resistance Avalon by Don Eskridge, Indie Boards and Cards. So if you haven't tried it, it's a really, really cool game for 5 to 10 players where you have to backstab each other and talk away out of trouble, because some of the players on the table are really minions of Mordred and evil, and the other are like the valiant servants of Camelot. Really, really good game in social settings as well. We also did a new category last year called the Euro Special Prize for Digital Games, and this year we have the honor of, where is? Okay, I'm not going to play that. The winner for the Best Digital Euro Games are Stone Age. Give him a hand. By Hansen Gluck and Campfire Creations. Really, we are impressed by you can actually play the game both on iPad and iPhones, and it's really, really simple to go into. The tutorial is great, so try it. Here you are like this Stone Age tribe trying to survive, so you really, really use a lot of resource management to keep things afloat. So that was the all the winners for Guldbrikken this year. Just to wrap up, Children Game, Simsalahop, Ting of Tokyo, more or less, Bonnie Boo, Tobago, and of course, The Resistance Avalon and Stone Age. Thank you so much. Before I go into thanking who made all this possible, then we have the last commercial, and this is our little board game magazine called Brikker og Bræt. It doesn't need translation as well. It's coming out again this fall. This is a little teaser you can see here. We have a lot of articles about actually not to kill the quiz game. That was in the first one. So now we love the quiz game. We have a lot of interviews. This was Jesper Eising, a really cool illustrator for also magic cards. And we have, of course, a lot of guides for great iPad games and also some of the great board games coming out this fall. It's also coming to your iPad, and it's launching on October 7th. Oh, sorry. Over here. Going back, it was so great. Here you go. October 7th. Then you can get in the App Store and of course in your local game store as well. So before we head to the bar, you can play games. I'd like to thank, of course, the jury for Guldbrikken. Those are the people responsible for 5 years in a row. Give them a big hand and stand up, please. Thomas Konradsen, Kim Dorf, Rasmus Hvid, Thomas Holmby Hansen og Anne Mette Wolf. And even though we have really, really intense discussions in the jury, it's always worthwhile because I'm going to win all the time as well, so it doesn't matter. Also, big thanks to Afuk, of course, for Afuk, how do you say that in English? I don't know. By just hosting us again and having a lot of better room this year. Thank you so much, especially to Søren in this picture. Give them a really, really big applause. And Søren, where are you? I know where Søren is. Okay. So if you see Søren, please do give him a hug. He really deserves that. Also thanks to Daddio and to the Computerspilzone Interactive Denmark for making this possible. And of course, not least, Copenhagen for sponsoring all the beers and all the drinks this year. And also the Danish Film Institute. Give them a hand. Thank you so much for coming, and do also, of course, a big thanks to all the volunteers. Give them a hug up in the bar. They will deserve us as well, and all of the students here at Afuk who built this fantastic place. Now we need to go play games, and there are 14 of those, all situated in around this magnificent room. So we have a lot of different variants here. So I hope you'll play the games. I hope you'll get a drink, and I hope to see you all next year. Thank you so much.